This is Greg Quick. I'd like to talk to you today about the first touch pass rush concept. Also, first touch pass rush drills. They're going to help us develop the skills necessary to execute excellent pass rush consistently. I really believe the first touch concept is a pass rush priority. I'd like you to take a look here at the left defensive end. It's going to give you a good example of first touch. He's going to pin the outside arm, and then he's going to go arm over. So he gives a little in-out shake, pins the outside arm, goes through with the arm over. Good toes to the quarterback, good lean, nice and low. Let's take a look. Let's take it back one more time. So he's going to pin the outside arm, arm over, keeps the toes working to the quarterback, good finish. One more time. Pin the outside arm, first touch, arm over, finish on the quarterback. Here I want to watch the edge pressure at the top. The extra blocker is going to take the edge pressure. He's going to give you a little in-out shake. Then his first touch is on a rip, so he's going to get nice and low and lean, hits that edge, keeps those toes working the quarterback, but his first touch is on a rip. So he gets first touch, nice and low on the rip here. Let's take a look at the on it here. One more time. A little farther for you. Here we go. Right off the top. Boom. Gives a little shake, little in out. In out, shake, rip. Look at first touch is on a rip right underneath the hands. So he got the first touch. Boom, with the rip. Watch. First touch, rip, boom. Then he gets the hands. First touch leads to a sack. I'd like you to watch the defensive end at the bottom here. He's going to give you a little out-in shake now, a little out-in. So he's going to give a little counter. He's going to sell that speed rush. We've just seen two speed rushes. We saw the perimeter rush, which is just a rip, beating them with speed, and then we saw in the first one where a defender pinned the outside arm, came through with the arm over, and won on the outside. So now we've got that tackle setting, and we want to counter. So now he's going to get an inside handle. He's going to grab that inside hand, get the inside handle, and come inside. So let's see the first touch here using the inside handle. Defensive end here at the bottom. Let's take it back so you can see it a little bit better. He's out, he's in, boom, gets that outside handle. Just grabs that shoulder, pulls it down, he gets arm through. Boom, handle, boom, inside. First touch, gets the sack. Outside in, pulls the arm, nice handle, finishes with the sack. After 3 successful rushes, now I'd like to take a look at one where they don't, at the ends, they don't tack the edge, they don't get first touch, and they're not successful in a pass rush. It just so happens in this example that both defensive ends fail in their pass rush. Large part, they don't get first touch. Let's take a look. Let's take it back. Here we go down here at the bottom. Boom, offensive lineman got first touch. Let's look at the top. Boom, first touch by the offensive tackle. Here they go. Boom. First touch. They're too thick. You take it out. Have no effect on the pass rush. Take a look at it again. Offense gets first touch. Defense fails. I'm going to talk about now some drills and for the first touch concept. Doesn't matter whether you're a linebacker or a D-end, a defensive tackle, or a defensive back, you're going to have to rush the quarterback. And it's these skills that we teach in our elite linebacker training. You can reach out to us at pigskinpower1@gmail.com. We'd love to work with you online or on site with players or with coaches. So if there's anything we can do to help you maximize your game, don't hesitate to contact us at pigskinpower1@gmail.com. First drill we're going to do here is with Frazier Sopic. Frazier was the defensive player of the year in Canadian University sports football last year. We worked with him pre-draft, pre-combine. And the drill we're having here is an open drill. What's the difference between a closed drill and an open drill? A closed drill is just a repetitive execution of a drill with no adapting, no reaction, just executing the drill. An open drill involves the player adapting to the situation within the drill or reacting within the drill. So what we're going to do here is ask Frazier, we're just working get off and react or adapt to the set of the offensive player. So I'm either going to short set or kick set without any width, just a nice set, tight set, or I'm going to wide set. And if I tight set, Frazier's to continue on a tight rush lane and work from there. So all we're doing is working get off and are adapting to the set of the lineman. Now if the lineman sets wide, now he should adapt and bring the rush inside. We want to keep it tight. We want to work our toes to the quarterback. You'll see I use a tennis ball as a target so they stay low and they're reaching for that ball. So let's take a look again. This is get off. And we're going to get you a get off and a chop here. He's going to react to the rush. All right, so let's take a look. So it's a tight set. So Frazier stays on track, just a chop. Look at him lean right here, keeping the track tight. It's a good job. Right there, and you can see the tennis balls at the end. So the track he took was excellent throughout. Boom. Look at the get off. Excellent. The other thing I like here about Frazier is look where his eyes are. His eyes are low. They're right on the hip. So as soon as that hip was moving, he's moving. My foot's not even the ground yet, and he's already moving. You can see that in the blur in the picture. So he's reacted really quickly. His get off is excellent. Look at his eyes, low eyes. Always want to teach low eyes. So whether he was playing man coverage or he's pass rushing, that's exactly what our eyes on the near hip. Same will be true when we teach tackling. So we want to make sure eyes, hands, and feet get worked throughout every drill that we do. So he does a nice job here in adapting. It's a tight set, so he stays outside. He sees low hands, so he chops. Good job there by Frazier. This is just a still of a chop. Now, I'm going to start incorporating swim noodles. That's right, swim noodles. Just those foam, styrofoam, float devices that you use with the kids in the pool. They're a great tool in working pass rush because I can show low hands or high hands. I can use one or two. They can chop without any fear of injury. They're not having to chop your arms. So in place of bullets or the arms on a pop-up dummy, this is a great tool in working pass rush. So I'm going to use, right here, we're going to go ahead and use these noodles to help us in the process, okay? So let's take a look at this. And this is just a still here. So you can see the great get off by Frazier here. He's extended from his toes to his knees, through his hips, through his shoulders. See the low eyes? The eyes are focused on those hands. He sees low eyes and he's going to chop. Now I'm going to show you, this is more of a profile shot on the chop. So let's take a look at it. And we just have cones here set to keep that tight track, right? So we're back about 7.5 yards. And then we want to keep it tight. You can see how low Frazier is here. One of the things we were emphasizing is pass rush. In the Canadian Combine, they actually pass rush against offensive linemen. So it's important for them to be successful doing that. But he was high. Early in our workouts, he would be very high in his rushes. And not being a big guy, it's important for him to have speed and be low and beat that hip as quickly as possible. So let's take again a look at this chop. So again, he's going to go off of my set. Tight set, he's going to stay outside. Low hands chop, high hands rip. So it's a completely open drill. He's going to adapt his rush to the block, to the set of the offensive lineman. Again, look at his eyes. His eyes are excellent. Eyes are low on that hip. That's what he's going to read. He's going to be right off with it. Look at those eyes. Boom. So it's almost like there's a string on my outside foot and his inside foot. My foot moves, his foot moves. My foot moves, his foot moves. That's how quick he was. I'm giving a cadence. Earlier, he jumped a little bit. So here he is. He gives us a little shake, a little in-out shake, just to get him to set his feet a little bit. Low hands. He's going to chop. Look at him turn his toes to the quarterback. Staying low. Excellent job there. Now we're going to get a little bit more wide set, and you're going to see a little bit out-in counter here. So again, his eyes are low. Look where they're at. I'm going to set a little wider, which is going to cause him to counter inside. So I'm wider, he's inside, but he'll be on the same track that he was just on in that previous picture. He'll end up on the same track. It was wider, boom. He wants to be on that tight track to the quarterback. So again, he's going to adapt his rush according to the set of the offensive lineman. I know it's a pretty set there by Coach Quick, but a little wider set, so he's out in, boom. And look at him rip inside. Gets a little tap, pins that inside arm a little bit with his right arm, pins it, rips through. Boom, high hands, he just comes in, boom, inside. Out in, little shake, brings it inside, see he's still tight. Maintain that rush lane, maintain that track to the quarterback. Again, my foot moves, his foot moves. Look at how fast he is. My foot moves, his foot moves. Nice job tracking my hip. He adapts and creates his rush inside off of my set. Now I'm just using one noodle. And the reason for that was this. Rushing from his right side, you can see here his eyes are a little bit high, but he was having difficulty getting a handle on an inside move. So I'm going to overset here, and he's going to give us an out in, and he's going to try and get that inside handle. The first touch on that inside arm or wrist or forearm or elbow. So he's trying to get that first touch. So I want to really emphasize that here. So we were repping it, just repping that inside, several reps in a row of an out in with an inside handle, and just use the one noodle to represent the inside hand. So let's take a look at this real quick. So he does a good job here getting back inside. Let me get it back a little further for you, a little further. Off, boom, inside. His eyes are a little high, but he gets that inside handle. He'll push that inside hand up, right? He lifts the hood, I call it. You know, it's just like lifting hood. Sometimes with two hands, and you get you don't get as much edge. You can lift both hands and lift the hood and power rush back. Similar here, he gets that high inside hand. So he's going to lift the inside hand. That's his strike. And right here you can see he's getting his hips rotated so he can step through. So he does a nice job here getting that inside handle. Boom. And we were just working reps because he had difficulty getting that strike. He was getting a lot of misses. So we need to get that focus on that inside handle and get the strike. And that's what we did. Again, you can see him working tight and continuing on. Now here we've gone to the other side. You notice we're working both sides. Frazier actually proved to be better coming from his left than he did his right. He's playing actively in the CFL now in his rookie season, doing a great job. He blocked the punt already this season because of his great get-off the edge. And he actually blocked the punt off the left-hand side. So that's of interest. So here we got the noodles. We're going to get an overset. So now we're going to get an out in, right, with the inside handle now. So he's going to gauge, he's going to adapt to my set. I'm going to give him a wide set, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to work from there and get the inside handle. So it's going to be out in for him because of the wide set. Outside, wide set, he adapts, gets inside. Look, he pins that inside arm, So all he's got to do is strike, and he's underneath. And that's all we're working here is get off. You can see as soon as my foot moves, he moves. I'm giving an irregular cadence, but as soon as my outside foot moves, his inside foot moved, he adapts his rush off the wide set to come inside, and now he's running the hoop. It's a good job. Okay, next, we're going to work a nice counter. We talked about so many people with low hands today, so we're going to work a chop roll. Some people call it a spin. I don't like the spin because when I think of spin, I think of a more upright posture, where a roll, I think of about more gathered, lower posture on a roll. So rather than use the word spin, I use the word roll. So this is a chop and roll. Again, with first touch, chop and roll. Let's take a look, and we'll go through the components here. So he does a nice job again. If you look at one of the earlier videos where I talk about stance and the athletic position, see if I can catch this here. You can see here he's really in a good position. See, this is exactly what we want. So he got the chop. You can see here I've got the noodle representing the arm. So he got the chop, and now he's literally sitting in my lap. And when we teach this, previously I used a chair. He would come and chop the noodle and then roll and sit in the chair. And then we remove the chair, and he's getting into the same posture exactly. You can see his eye leverage. His eyes are lower than my eyes. His navel is lower than my navel. His hips are lower than my hips, but he's got good bend in his hips and knees, as in any athletic position, which is going to allow him to roll with power and roll out with balance. So let's look at this in full again. So I get the chop, I get the roll. Chop and roll. Chop and roll. Look, he's right tight on that track. He comes out with complete balance. Boom, he's working right to the quarterback. Because so often when guys come out of a roll or the spin, they come out and they're off balance. And they've made a nice inside move, and a quarterback now jumps out of the pocket and they can't adjust. Or the quarterback climbs in the pocket, they can't adjust. It's really important that we're able to adapt our rush to what's happening, whether it be the lineman or the back that's blocking us, and also the escape of the quarterback. We want to be able to adjust. Again, nice job. Chop, low hips, sit right in that chair, sit in the chair, sit in the chair, sit in the chair, sit in the chair. Good. Look at the elbow. That left elbow back to make sure he clears the hip. Boom, then stays on track. Look at that look at that athletic position that he's in coming out. Not much different than any other athletic drill, right? Good hips, staying tight. What we're going to show you now is some of the MMA progression that we use with all the athletes that we work with, whether it's block control or block destruction or pass rush or tackling or creating turnovers. My son here, Philip, has competed in football and he's competed in MMA. And we transition those MMA skills onto the gridiron, and they can be very helpful. So I'm just going to show one here. And again, if you're intrigued by this and you'd like to take advantage of it either online or on site, whether you're a player or a coach, we'd be happy to do so. Just contact us at pigskinpower1@gmail.com. So let's take a look here. What we're going to do is a strike and an arm drag. And what this does for us in pass rush is we're going to go ahead and strike. We're going to take that speed on the outside, but we know he's going to start trying to push and push us wider with the outside arm. And he's also going to, especially on an athlete or an offensive lineman that overextends on his set, his weight gets forward. This is great because what's going to allow us to do is pin the elbow, strike the elbow, drag that arm, which is going to bring his hips forward, which shortens the edge and gives us a really tight rush length. So let's take a look at it. First strike will be on the elbow, right? First touch on the elbow, on that arm, first touch, and then we're going to elbow drag. So with the right hand, he's going to strike, first touch, and then he's going to drag the arm drag inside, pulling the offensive lineman forward, giving us that short edge. Let's take a look. So he gets the first strike on the elbow, strike on the elbow, strike on the elbow, and then look at him grabbing. So he's going to get the arm drag right there. See that? Just that little tug on the arm because he already was striking forward. Now, you can see he's turned his hips and he's ready to step through with the inside. The guy, he can't recover, right? So let's take another look at that all the way from the beginning. So here we go. The get off, good get off, boom. Strike the elbow, strike, strike, arm drag, strike, arm drag, and you got the short edge. Strike, arm drag, strike, arm drag. Got the edge. I thought it'd be good to grab a couple drills that aren't mine that use the same principle, so it helps us work first touch. This first drill is all it is a pop-up dummy rush drill. We all do. Quick hands. But what he's done, the coach here has moved all the pop-ups tight together. And what this does is this causes, by having the tight dummy, it causes more urgency, right? Creates more urgency in the rush. So the players have got to execute more quickly. We get the idea of first touch without having to incorporate an offensive lineman. So by moving the bags closer together, it creates a greater sense of urgency. This next drill is a figure 8 drill, and now they use boxing gloves rather than where I was using the noodles. I also use the bullets at times on the arms, and then we saw the arms on the pop-up dummies in the previous drill. Here the offensive blockers using boxing gloves, and they're going to use a figure 8 track that keeps the drill so I get several repetitions before I exit the drill. So let's take a look at this drill because, again, I think it works first touch and creates a good sense of urgency. So you get the figure 8. Let's go back, take a look. Boom. See the first touch on the hand? Boom. First touch. Arm over. Figure 8. Brings me back. Boom. Pins that arm over. Here we go. Boom, boom. First touch. Coming around. First touch. Excellent. So that drill does a good job of forcing the first touch, great sense of urgency. It helps us work several different pass rush moves within a short period of time. We get more reps. So those were 2 drills that I found online that I thought helped incorporate first touch. I hope the first touch concept and those first touch drills are helpful to you. I know the idea of first touch has helped me in developing very successful pass rushers, and I hope it does you as well. We'd love to work with you as a player or you as a coach to help your staff or help your football team. You can reach out to us at pigskinpower1@gmail.com. You see our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook page, and we'll be posted on Pigskin Power YouTube channel on a regular basis. We'd love to work with you. If you'd like to incorporate MMA techniques into the gridiron, if you'd like to work pass rush, any skills, any position, we'd love to work with you online or on site. pigskinpower1@gmail.com. Be watching for our website soon to be posted. You have a great day, and thanks for coming to Pigskin Power.